Tune into Sakisi's We're Building the Nation Podinasi. So today we have the pleasure to sit down with Nuraan Devajee, founder and director of Haylur Organics. It is a pioneering South African organic skincare brand that's redefining beauty through authenticity and also sustainability. So founded during the challenging times of COVID, Haylur has emerged as a beacon of hope, combining ancient wisdom with modern science to create products that nourish both skin and soul. So from sourcing raw materials across South Africa to empowering communities and also the challenging beauty narratives, Nuraan's journey represents the power of conscious entrepreneurship. And today we'll explore how this company is not just creating skincare products, but also building a movement that supports local economies and also promotes environmental responsibility. Because, it is important for us to also look after our environment. And so often a lot of us tend to forget the impact that the environment also have on our daily lives. So good afternoon, Nuraan. How are you today?
Hi, good afternoon. I'm doing very well. I'm very nervous and very excited at the same time to be here.
And you don't need to be nervous. So Nuraan, founding a skincare company during the heights of COVID-19 was incredibly brave of you because it wasn't an easy time. A lot of people lost their jobs during that time. Like there's a lot of uncertainty that went through people's minds during that time. But what was the pivotal moment or experience that made you realize, okay, this is the time for you to come out with Haylur Organics, like despite the global uncertainty?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for the beautiful introduction of the background of Haylur Organics. And not a lot of people know my personal journey in beauty. So I've been in beauty for over 15 years. I've been working for one of the most well-known international brands. And I must say I've serviced a lot of customers, like a lot of women especially, like from all ages, all races. And I've learned a lot in terms of the consumer and how they adapt to beauty and products on the market and so forth. So there was a point, obviously, in COVID, we couldn't do the physical interaction with people. There were times we needed to close and the retail stores. And that's when I actually took a step back. I was like, oh my word, does people actually need all these products on a daily basis? Do they need to spend that type of money on skincare just to make themselves feel self-worthy? And obviously the stores opened again, and as time went on, I've realized within my own space as a woman, I wasn't getting access to anything, and old rituals and things that I've learned from my granny always stayed with me since a child. And in terms of hair growth, hair loss and those kind of things, and your body changes from a very young age into your adult stages of your life, and I've just always kept to the natural way of doing things, the way my granny did things, the way my mother basically nurtured me. And I've actually done a lot of research with the knowledge that I do have in terms of cosmetics and also beauty therapy. And I just actually did a lot of research, and I took an online course, and that's when I've learned actually to formulate products based on the values that was more instilled in me as a child.
And Nuraan, as you know, in the current life that we are living in, or the society, how the media also plays a role in portraying beauty, like you need to look a certain way in order to feel beautiful. But that's not really the thing. And a lot of these products that we tend to purchase is quite expensive, and most of them don't even actually work. And it's bad. It's basically harmful for our bodies. So it is important to look at better, healthier options, and that is why more and more people are becoming health conscious about what type of products that they consume and so forth, because most of these ingredients that gets added into these products are harmful in the long run to our bodies that we don't really know. So your glow oil draws from ancient history and also the Indian rituals. Like you said, you do the normal rituals as your parents and your grandparents. So you're basically carrying that legacy forth. So if you can maybe just take us a little deeper to this personal connection, why you feel it is so important to instill that still into your roots, because to give it back to someone else, because because if you're not willing to use your product, why should anyone else use your product?
Absolutely, and that's a valid point you're making there. So speaking about like rituals, like that product was actually created in a kitchen. So it was created in a kitchen by me. I didn't get it perfect the first time. I've obviously had it tested by like my close friends and my close family. The product actually helped me with in terms of like, I suffer from eczema. So it comes in stages. It depends on the climate I'm in or the stresses of life that I'm going through. So the product has helped me. And when it helped me at that point, I wanted to actually share it with a lot of people. You know, I didn't actually think of, okay, I'm going to have a business or something. I just wanted to help people because that's ultimately what I do. And speaking of like awareness in terms of ingredients, the consumer, like I've noticed, like, that was like shortly before COVID happened. Consumers had more access to, obviously, internet. They were becoming more aware of, like, you know, certain ingredients, certain harmful chemicals.
Because we had more time on our hands.
Yes, exactly, exactly. And you know, like when I stepped back into that world, the retail or corporate world, I should say, it was challenging for me because I couldn't sell a product to somebody that came to me and said, but this is in the product. You know what I mean? And I was like, okay, I got my back against the wall here. You see it. It's your prerogative if you still want to use it or not. But at that point, things didn't sit right with me as a woman and as a person. And yeah, I just thought that, you know what, when I stepped out, I was like, oh my goodness, maybe this is my calling. Maybe this is something that I should venture into. And the oil basically just hit off. I just started making bottles with the encouragement of the friends that who did tried. Nuraan, why don't you sell this thing? I'm like, okay, let me sell it. I sold it like for next to nothing. It wasn't even about the profit or anything. It was just, you know, working. And then obviously I decided, okay, let's, you know, try to make a business of it. And it just flourished from there.
And that's beautiful.
We just celebrated our 3rd year birthday.
Okay, yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And how did the name come about?
So Haylur, basically, to be honest with you, it's basically a word that I made up. It sounded good, but it does tend, when I dive deeper into it, it means plant lover. So it's like got Urdu in it, and it's got a bit of American slang. So the word hay is a slang word for cannabis. So because the oil contains hemp seed oil, so hay has got a slang word for cannabis. And I don't have a full range of hemp, but I do have a lot of products that, you know, has the hemp in there. It's really good, guys. Yeah, and then lur means lover, basically, in Urdu.
Okay,
yeah.
So very interesting where the name basically comes from. And your product also is known as community focused, like you want to give back to the community. Like you said, you want people to feel good about themselves. Absolutely. And giving smaller businesses more opportunities for economic growth is very important in the era that we're currently living in now. And this is why it is important for people to support small businesses. So how exactly does your work basically intersect with that mission plan, like creating more job opportunities? Because you do know the current high rate of unemployment that we are faced with here in South Africa. And I see you are based in Epping Industrial.
Yes. Yes, I am. So speaking of that, our approach to like community impact, I obviously didn't know I was going to have a business of my own one day. And from my own experience as an employee working for big companies and stuff, I didn't want to be stuck in a job that's going to, you know, confine me to a certain space. So basically the way I'm building the brand or the movement or the business, whatever you want to call it, it's basically to help women also become independent on their own with our products. So at Haylur, we believe beauty is a collective. So our commitment extends beyond the skincare, and we invested in creating positive change within our communities. So we help support smaller businesses like nail salons or beauty therapists who actually had a tough time during COVID, and many of their doors had to close. Many of them were my friends, which is very close to me, and that's how I started with them. So I basically give them access, or these small businesses access to clean beauty and natural products, and it also helps them and the consumer at the end of the day. So it's like building a community where wellness and sustainability lives together.
And you're basically paying it forward. And like I've said, there is a lot of misconception when it comes to the beauty industry. Firstly, what beauty actually represents or how it looks. Like, speaking about that, like, how are you working to shift these misconceptions that are out there? Like, what does actual success look like for you transforming your business or the narrative of the word beauty?
That's actually a great question, because I believe like our values and our mission is ultimately to make women feel confident. I think that's what every beauty brand strives for. But then there's also another important aspect that I look at it as Haylur also teaches women or educate them basically on overconsumption. Like in my case, I can recommend you products to use, but do you really need the products and so forth? So I basically teach women the rhythm of their skin, the rhythm of their body, the rhythm of their everyday lifestyle. And that's where Haylur can actually fit into anyone's lifestyle if you are willing to take the journey with us.
Just in conclusion, also, like, looking ahead, like, how do you envision Haylur Organics contributing to South Africa's economic development, like the broader context of it, the global conversation around consciousness, around taking better care of ourselves, like you've mentioned? Like, what is your legacy that you want to leave behind that people are going to see, oh, Nuraan, no, I know who Nuraan is. Like, what is it that once the year Haylur Organics, they need to be able to know, okay, this is identified by Nuraan Devajee. Like, how do you want people to remember you?
I would obviously want them to remember the name, which means plant lover, and I want people to actually feel safe. It's a place of safety where you can come to us with all your imperfections, because that's ultimately what we try to instill in women, that it's okay not to be perfect, and your perfection, actually your image that you received from God above, that is who you are. You don't need to change who you are. And we're reminded that beauty is more than just skin deep. It's rooted in how we actually care for people and our land. So when we choose cosmetics powered by organic farming, we choose ingredients grown without harmful chemicals. So we're not protecting only the environment, but we're protecting yourself and those around you as well.
And it's basically like a chain reaction, because like you're saying, you, at the same time, we're taking better care of ourselves because the products firstly are organic, which is a healthier option than anything else, and basically comes out of the earth. So you basically creating business for farmers as well as taking better care of our environment at the same time. So where can people get more information and where can people get their hands on the product?
Okay, so you can basically find us online on www.haylurorganics.co.za, or you can reach us on Instagram or on Facebook at Haylur Organics, and also you can find us at the local salons, or we're trying to extend it as well, and we're also available on Takealot.
Okay, amazing stuff. So any last words?
I just want to say thank you so much to everybody out there who's listening to me, and I hope you're having a wonderful day in this cold weather.
I just want to say thank you very much, Nuraan, for sharing your inspiring journey of Haylur Organics with us today, and also your commitment to authenticity, because authenticity is very, very important. Like today, a lot of people tend to forget about their identity. Like, at the end of the day, this is your brand.
Absolutely.
So it is part of your identity. So
yes.
If anything goes wrong, people are not going to come back and say this is a Haylur Organics. They're going to say this is Nuraan Devajee. So it is important to also establish that authenticity and community empowerment and environmental responsibility that basically shows us that businesses can indeed be a force for positive change. So from your heritage-inspired formulations to your vision of affordable luxury that doesn't compromise the ethics of Haylur Organics, it basically represents a true beauty that basically starts from within to outwards to also heal both the people as well as the planet. So for our listeners who want to join the Haylur Babes, because there's also the Haylur Babes community and the experience, and to basically experience these transformative products, you can follow at Haylur Organics and discover how organics, locally sourced skincare can become part of your own journey towards conscious living. So like Nuraan basically stated, the best way is to go via their website, and that is simply just haylurorganics.co.za. All the information is there. That is how you can purchase the products as well, correct?
Absolutely.
So again, we wish you continued success in growing this movement that's as natural and organic as products you create. So thank you very much for coming through and telling us a little bit more about the great products that you are providing.